I'm praying to God. I hope it's good. Please let this be good.
Oh, the cards look really cool already.
Yeah,
I agree
so far. Yeah.
Psycho
Right,
killer.
y'all ready to do this thing?
Yeah.
Not really.
Better. Run away.
Meow, 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 meow.
We were listening to Psycho Killer earlier, if you couldn't
Meow,
tell.
meow, meow.
It's a good song.
Agreed?
Yep.
No notes.
It's a good track.
Good. Yeah.
And good suit.
Yes.
We did see the big suit.
Yeah.
You did see the big suit.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Going Around Podcast, your favorite format, Q! I am your co-host, Cameron Schindler, joined as always by Thomas Freshly Shaved Side Gun? Is it freshly shaved?
No. I'm just feeling a little bit more put together the last week.
You look
or so.
put together.
Thank you.
I don't know if
Thank
it's
you.
true, but at least you're faking it.
I'm faking it till
Fake it till
I'm
you make
making
it.
it, baby. I'm living a lot.
I just said, I'm going to try to be good about swearing, but I just
You're
said,
fine. Now you
the
just
whole
did it again.
the catchphrase got stuck in my head. We have a new catchphrase.
Damn it, Drew Carlson.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Also joined by James Hippogriff Hieronymus. How are you doing?
I'm stellar. How are you?
Flying around. I'm pretty good. Thanks for
Good.
asking. Family in town this weekend was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good to hang out with them. That was fun.
It was really fun. It was really, really good. Also joined by special guest, friend of the pod, alum of the pod now. We mention you quite a bit on the podcast.
Quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Anna
Banana.
Banana. Can I say your last name? I guess some people don't like that.
You have to no, it's Paterson with 2 T's.
Oh, you're doxing yourself.
Ooh, am I doxing, or is it Anna with 1 N or Anna with 2 N's? Is it Anna?
Cameron can never get it right.
Yeah, no, that's true. I always spell your name wrong.
It's true.
But how are you doing first, I guess?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
I feel very odd coming over here on a Monday.
I know. You've been over on the week before. You came over last Monday.
I did?
Uh-huh. After you guys were done MagicCon.
Oh,
You
yeah.
were last
Yeah.
Monday. You and
Well,
Devin
that was
came
a
over.
weekend, basically.
Because we came over before we recorded.
Today we wanted you on because your cube is featured at CubeCon this year, your vintage cube retirement home / boomer cube, as we call it in our local play group. So we thought it'd be fun to have you on and just, I don't know, pick your brain about the cube, give the folks a little listen, because I think we have a good crossover of Pauper players and cube. I think that's where all the jaded Magic players end up.
I think you mean the three of us.
I think you mean the cool folks who don't want to buy into the capitalist money grab of corporate Wizards of the Coast.
Did you listen to Lucky Paper today?
No.
Oh. A lot of that vibe today.
Fun.
That's what I was thinking too. But yeah, first we had a quick little Pauper question too. And you do play Pauper too.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Yeah,
not
No,
for
I've
sure.
never played Pauper in my damn life.
Whoa, you
Whoa.
got second at the Common Ground Cup, so you can watch that on coverage too. You were
Yeah.
featured on coverage credit.
Yeah, and it felt really nice knowing that all my hard work that my boyfriend really helped me prep for the event. You know, I only just started playing Pauper in Magic in Bloomborough. I really thought all the animals were cute.
She's joking. For those who don't know,
Please lie to someone else.
I love this bit. This
I
is not
do
the
too.
first time Anna has done this bit.
no,
It kills me every time.
But the listeners don't know. Anna's a fantastic Magic player.
She's a crusher.
Yeah, she's played for a minute
true.
now.
And
She's
I
been playing longer than Bloomborough.
I love it when people
Men.
tell me what cards are good in my sealed pools. It's my favorite thing. I don't know what's good. I've only been playing since 2014. I really don't know that I should put removal in my sealed decks.
Does that happen too much? Does some guy like to come up to you and try to tell you how to build your seal pool?
It's happened before.
So gross.
It's really
the
cringy.
number of people who mansplain Magic
And
is
I think it is really
wild.
bad at Magic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe getting better because I think
it's getting better, but it's still pretty bad.
I think Magic's diversified quite a bit recently.
It
has.
Still,
It
like
has.
versus 10 years ago. I think that's like a nerdum culture in general. Like it used to
Yeah.
be.
More ways than one, too.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of, like, LGBT people, like, queer people I've seen in game nerd spaces has only increased and has only
Yeah.
seemed more welcoming
Oh yeah,
That's
for
very
sure.
true.
to
Which is
like
good.
yeah.
Keep
it's not
moving that
just
direction.
stinky nerds.
No, it's not just stinky nerds anymore. I'll continue to stink up the place though. But first, we had an actual Pauper question.
Yeah. Before we dig in, I want to go through some housekeeping real quick.
Oh, do it.
We got a number of tournaments. I want to give a shout out to the London Pauper League in London, UK. Their third event, their third Pauper Showdown, the dreaded return, is coming to you the 18th of October if you live across the pond. If you're on this side of the pond in the Pacific Northwest, there is also an event on October 18th that our friend in Discord, Mima, alerted us to. That's at Aegis Games. It is a Pauper something K. They'll decide how much money is being allocated once they get a little closer to the event, I imagine. But that's at Aegis Games in Bellingham, Washington. Also, I got to pull this up because Sir Hemselot sent me this.
Washington the state or
Yes.
Washington the DC?
Yeah,
Oh,
Washington, the
our
states.
Court of Commons quarterly,
Yes, the Court of Commons Quarterly. This is
or better known as cock.
that is how it was sent to us in the email.
Oh, that was absolutely on purpose.
That's
Wonderful.
hilarious.
That is 100% on purpose.
Commons. Wait, Court of Commons quarterly.
Cock.
COCQ.
Yeah, cock.
Wait, we get to have cock quarterly?
Cock quarterly.
Anyway,
There was a joke there. I want to say it so bad.
anyway, this is on November 1st. This is their Halloween edition on November 1st at noon. This is at Enchanted Gaming Emporium in Murray, Kentucky, just about an hour or two northwest of us here in Nashville.
When is this?
November 1st at noon.
Sorry. Also, on October 18th, there's also the Alabama
That's right.
Pauper
that's right.
League. Unfortunately, I will not be able to make it. I will be at CubeCon, but please go down and support Peyton and his effort to get Pauper going in Alabama. He's doing a fantastic job. Lovely people.
Oh, it's weekend of CubeCon.
It is the weekend of CubeCon, unfortunately.
I felt bad. I missed the first one too.
Oh, I also want to say there has been a lot of discussion very quickly on Discord within the last week that Kalikai's kind of sparked, and a lot of us just kind of started running with it, and we've grouped in a lot of bigger names in the community, in the event organizing space around Pauper. There's been a lot of discussion about a potential big, like, U.S. version of Paupergeddon that we are looking to potentially have set up by the end of the year 2026. So if that's something you are interested in supporting, in potentially being involved in helping out in some way, even if it's just asking your local Pauper community here in the US if, like, hey, is a big event at the end of 2026 something you'd be interested in? We're looking to find out numbers of people who are interested in going. We're trying to figure out a location. We're just trying to find out what connections we all have, and trying to estimate the cost. That's kind of where we're at now. But I'm hoping to have a Discord call with as public as we can, at least for the first couple calls, to kind of get everyone on the same page and figure out what our next steps are. But the PFP is on board. They are aware that we're in talks with them. I sent out email correspondence with the folks today who run the European Pauper, who run the Paupergeddon. So I've been in touch with them. And yeah, it's going to be a huge collaborative project. We're still in very, very much in the infancy stages, so we don't really have any actual information more than that to give you. But stay tuned.
Things are in the works.
Things are in the works in a big way.
The motion is in the ocean.
Yep, we had a really good turnout for the Pauper Cup down in Atlanta.
Yeah,
and that's really kind of what sparked it. And that was not even a Pauper like centric event, and we got like 120 people.
Yeah,
so we're like, hey, what if we just do
exactly? Yeah, and almost everyone who's really into Pauper is like, hey, like we keep seeing Paupergeddon pop off. Like, can we have something like this in the U.S.? And so if you really want it.
Make it happen.
I feel like Pauper's been growing too, which is dope.
It has been growing a lot.
It's really cool.
I wonder what the numbers will be like for Eternal Weekend Pauper side events. 'Cause
Okay,
I believe they do a Pauper
I didn't know that
side
even.
event.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they did one last year. I could be wrong. Someone could correct me. But.
No, it's funny you mentioned that because that is one of the options that has been pitched.
about.
Is
I think that is
potentially
probably one of the safer options.
Yeah, like reaching out to Card Titan and seeing if we would be able to piggyback onto a future Eternal Weekend with a whole main event for Pauper. as like a potential like halfway point between doing a whole
Safer,
standalone
not as
thing.
cool because I feel like that could eat each other a
Right.
little bit.
Yeah. So it's just something interesting. Lots of things are on the table. Right now we're just open to finding people who are willing to help and get the word out for, to see who would be interested in something like that. So yeah.
Well, like I said, we had a little Pauper question first from our repeat offender.
Repeat offender.
Our criminal. Pauper criminal committing crimes.
Yeah.
I said this the other day. We were playing Party Cube, and
Oh boy, did Drew Carlson have a fun time
oh,
doing
that was watching our friend Drew, like just him playing.
What is it? Him playing a Monster Reborn broke me. That was amazing.
And then him, he could not grasp his head around for some reason what a token copy was.
Oh god.
Just like a token, like
the copy token.
Like him just like, can it be anything? I'm like, anything on the battlefield. A spell, an instant. I'm like, if you can figure out how to give it flash, sure, I don't care. And I'm like, what does it cost? I'm like, nothing. There's no
mana cost.
You don't cast it. You just play
It's
it.
a token.
You don't cast it. You play it. It's a token. You don't cast tokens, Drew. Come on. Actually, he's never played Magic before. But
he's only queued for a PT.
Yeah, he is a Pro Tour competitor.
Participant.
Yeah, there we go.
I have one of those.
Made a joke that I'm like, I want to make a card in there that says Anna can only commit crimes for the rest of the game.
Anna rootin' tootin' cowboy.
That's actually be the name of it. And then you can only commit crimes because it's like that's the joke of the cubes you like to, or like the cube decks you like to draft are just like pile of removal deck. And so
if you don't let them do anything, they can't play the game, and you automatically win.
yeah.
That's
What did you
not
bring
true.
for our stone soup draft that we had?
I brought 45 hyper efficient pieces of removal.
You brought like Force of Will and Swords to Plowshares.
Okay, in my defense, I thought everyone
Swords to Plowshares copy number 4 in the cube.
thought no one would bring removal.
Like-
Boy, was I wrong.
Next time
There was
I'm
only
bringing 45 pump spells.
45 copies of
Mutagenic Growth. Then one freaking what's the double strike, 2 mana double strike connive whenever you target it. Illuminate Virtuoso. Yeah, I'm gonna bring one of those and 44 copies of removal spells or pump spells.
So your question.
Sorry. Repeat email offender.
Yes, Elliot, our email questioner extraordinaire, has asked us a couple of questions. We're going to answer one of them here and get to another one later down the line. Quick little question here. Which is the strongest artifact in Pauper? What do y'all think is the strongest artifact in Pauper?
I agree with what Anna said earlier.
I'm gonna put a controversial take on the table.
Go for it.
So bad.
I don't think it's bad.
Your take is terrible, but continue.
I disagree.
Okay.
I'm not gonna answer a physical card. I'm gonna answer blood token here.
You're telling me blood
So
token
blood.
is better than blood fountain.
I said it's the strong. He says the strongest artifact. That putting blood token into play fuels so much of the format in its current state that I think it deserves a spot here.
Not us. We're talking about the top spot though, not a spot.
I think it deserves the top spot.
You think that card? You think the blood token is more impactful than artifact bridges?
What is the number one played deck in Pauper right now?
I don't know.
It is not Jund.
I don't.
I mean, it's either Terror or Madness. But
I'm going to go with Madness, and that is the artifact that's played in Madness. I'm going to go with that one.
I'm saying if one of those cards disappeared, like if
Blood Token
got
disappeared,
banned-
if Blood Token disappeared, the format would look so different.
more so than bridges, you think?
I think
Entirely
You can
different
already
decks
just-
would jump off, like fall off the face of the earth if bridges went away.
that would just basically be cleansing wildfire decks.
and Affinity.
And affinity
No, Affinity existed before Bridges did.
wasn't
Try
as
again.
good though.
It was amazing. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
because
me?
that ain't talking
because-
disciple the
yeah.
fall.
I was like,
Maybe we could unban those without the
well,
bridges.
they unbanned
but
Prophetic Prism, which allows you just to do any color that you want anyway. So, what does it matter?
I don't know, man. Like, I think more decks overall play the bridges.
Okay, that doesn't mean that they're stronger than what Blood Token does
But,
for the decks that are
like, also,
playing
like,
Blood Token well.
It's not just like cleansing wildfire. Synthesizer plays it. Esper Infinity plays it. Frickin' Grixis Affinity is not a cleansing wildfire deck, like you said.
But the strongest. That's my answer. I'm not backing off of Blood Token.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
I just
It's unconventional. I
like
it.
I just very much disagree. but that's okay. Okay. Anna, do you have an answer? Is lightning bolt an artifact? Lightning bolt is not an artifact.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Mayonnaise is a song.
It is a song by Smashing Pumpkins.
It's also a condiment. Did you know that?
Unfortunately, it should be ridded from the earth.
I used to hate mayonnaise, honestly, but
I had this
Jesus.
answer prepared ahead of time
mayonnaise?
because I've been asked this question before. Like Spencer actually asked me this question like months ago. So like he's like, what are your top like 5 artifacts in the cube or in Pauper? And I like
It's already happening.
So I listed them, and then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna give the cheeky answer of blood token, and then there was the whole discussion that spawned off of that. I thought that was interesting, and I was like, I'm gonna stick with that. And I think it's only gotten better since then.
I want everybody in Discord who's in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, join this Discord to tell Hippo how wrong he is.
Cameron, people tell me I'm wrong enough as it is.
I know, and you never take the hint. No, I'm kidding.
I'm usually pretty right.
Okay, but
Usually
I'm
usually pretty right.
But I don't know. Chime in, listeners, because I'm curious what everybody else thinks on that.
Well, what is everybody? You said Blood Fountain?
No.
You said the bridges. Specifically Red Black Bridge.
Red Black Bridge.
Specifically Red Black
Hey, I
Bridge.
stole that from Anna. I think you said that jokingly, but what do you think?
Yeah, I actually think it's perhaps refurbished familiar.
It's a
because
really powerful card.
It's a powerful card, no arguments.
2-1 flyer, if you are a mid-range deck, or really any kind of deck, I guess, you kind of have to anticipate the fact that like Jund or Grixis or whoever is going to be able to put a 1-mana 2-1 flyer into play that makes you discard a card.
Or it draws them a card.
Or it draws them a card.
Just, the fact that it just has no downside. Like the card was not allowed to fail on anything.
It
does not fail at all.
Mm-hmm.
Then I feel like Pauper decks kind of... Oh, okay, not all of them. But like a lot of these decks have like this kind of dichotomy where it's like you're an artifact mana base artifact deck that's trying to power out this familiar, and you have blood fountains and yada yada yada, and you have that package. And then on the other hand, I forget what I was going to say.
On the other hand, I forget. You have refurbished familiar that kind of like puts pressure down?
It's like, I don't know. You have to... Oh, I remember what it was. Black decks. Snuff out mana base. Troll of Khazad-dûm, like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not super compatible with the Refurbished Familiar, but we still warp our mana bases to play Refurbished Familiar anyway with blood fountains and to power that and all that because it's so strong.
We did see like a little bit of it, especially Cleansing Wildfire decks can get away with it a little bit when they can tutor for that swamp. But it's just not. I agree. It's just people would rather bend their back for Furby rather than snuff out. That's just like a place we're in this current meta.
In the current state of things, you're not dying to a single creature aside from a deck that is actually just mono black. And like you're just dying to a single creature in that deck with like what's the Bloodborne Vampire or whatever the heck it is.
Oh, like Bloodthorn Vampire.
Yeah, that card. Sorry.
Carrying
there are single
stuff.
cards that can kill you. That deck is full of them. And I think that's like one of the deck that's going to do that the most. And then it's like Snuff Out's bad there.
I have been in spots like playing like Fog or like a more controlling deck like Gardens, and my opponent like double Furbies. And I'm like, oh man, like this is like really annoying. So it could just be like the decks I play, but I've never had my opponent Vampires Kiss me make 2 blood tokens and me go, oh man, those bloods, I'm really aching here.
Actually, but did you take 4 from Glaze Fiend?
Actually on the Vampires Kiss thing,
It's 2 mana, 6 damage.
A couple years ago when like the Madness deck, like the black-red Madness deck kind of like popped up initially. That was the strongest card in the deck, I thought.
Yeah,
I still think it is.
I just like
it
saying
provides
kiss you.
the double blood token.
Grab the Prize is pretty up there now too.
No arguments on that one.
Oh yeah, but agree. I think it's very vital for those decks to exist. I think Mono Red Madness could exist without blood. I don't think Rakdos Madness could exist without blood. Because Mono Red's just losing what that plays blood?
Epicure, basically.
Epicure. They could live without that. And Epicure is just nice because it just produces so much for one body. I don't think and obviously the blood synergizes with their decks, but could be a lot of things. It could be the cat. A lot of people are playing cats. Saw a lot of people trimming Epicures for cats, and some of the league challenges have been paying close attention to seeing what Spooderman cards pop up. Thomas,
Yeah,
Hammer gun.
that's me.
Do you have an answer for the most powerful artifact in Pauper?
My initial thought was to go with something like Acre Wellspring. I think Acre Wellspring is it's like the backbone of so many decks in the format. It is very, very strong. It's 2 cards in 1 card if you play it correctly. It's really, really strong in that way. But I think I'm actually going to go with Relic of Progenitus because I think that in the spots where it's good, it is quite possibly the strongest piece of interaction you can have when you need it. It's in a ton of sideboards. You could even potentially main deck it if you have the right, other stuff going on with it. I think when it's relevant, it is one of the strongest pieces of interaction. Excuse me, one of the strongest pieces of interaction. So I think I'm going to go with Relic of Progenitus. Yeah. It's like a niche, like situational pick, but I think it's very, very strong.
But the effect
when it is
that
good.
It has is the strongest that it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Mirror Enforcer too, because there's obviously going to be the really annoying draws where they throw down 3 Mirror Enforcers on turn 3.
Experimental experimental synthesizer.
Yeah. Blood Fountain.
Limbus. It shuffles in.
I actually think people aren't more Limbuses being played than Ichor Wellsprings currently.
Jundus cut Limbuses for Gixian Infiltrator for the most part.
There are other decks that exist that play.
I know.
The
I'm
2-mana artifact.
Okay, my bad.
There's more
My
than
bad.
just Jund, I guess.
My bad.
Jenda's not the only deck in the format.
I'll go fuck myself. My bad.
Jund
I'm just saying.
The year is 2025. Jund is 70% of the Pauper meta.
I think like
I would pass.
if I can say another deck, I was gonna say something else too. Just saying. But Hippo's like, Jund's something we do.
It's your show too. Say what you want to say.
No, I don't give Hippo crap. They're gonna finish my sentence. But Black White Blade, I think plays like you said, Limbus over Ichor Wellspring because I've seen a lot of those lists cut the draw twos.
All the my synth decks that I like to play all play Limbus over.
Because you're not playing draw twos.
Yeah, you're not playing draw twos. So you play Limbus over, so you can get a specific card.
Unless you're playing demand answers, and you could sacrifice them.
Nobody's playing demand answers right now.
Yeah, it's crazy we didn't mention like Mirror Enforcer too. I was gonna say that because I think a couple years ago, like you could easily say Mirror Enforcer too. And shout out to well, I can't think of the name of the bridge, but the green-white bridge, the green-blue bridge, and the white-blue bridge, just for.
Razor Tide Bridge has seen play at least.
Well, yeah, for Bant Affinity.
Oh, Affinity Terror.
The best deck in
Bant
the
Affinity
format.
Terror?
Bant Affinity Terror.
Sure.
Where you're trying to.
So you can trigger up the Beanstalk with both Mirror Enforcer and Talarian Terror?
Ever since MH4.
Bean's my favorite Pauper card.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Up the Beanstalk. My favorite card in Pauper.
Ever since MH4, where they
That would be
printed
nuts.
the new type line artifact instant, and it just really made Mirror Enforcer and Talarian Terror so compatible in the same deck.
Because they made a new Mirror Enforcer that's also an instant.
No, there's the new artifact instance. So you mill those, and that lowers your terror.
Oh, and the Mirror Enforcer is errated to count artifacts in your graveyard too? Is that what we're saying?
No, you can play them either as artifacts
I'm out.
or
The bit's over. I'm out. Get me out. Pull the ripcord.
No.
I'm out.
The confused listeners.
Why are you talking about Pauper when we can talk about Cube?
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about.
shut up.
Wait, no, yeah.
This is not a Pauper podcast.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Now
We're
talking about
Trojan horsing. This is our Trojan horse moment.
now our real favorite format.
Let's get into it.
Cube.
The Boomer Cube.
What is the Boomer Cube?
Okay, technically on Cube Cobra, it is listed as the Vintage Cube retirement home
Link in the description.
Yes.
because when I went to, I forget who I was arguing with, but I talked to an actual Magic Boomer because I'm a fake Boomer. I've only been playing since like Theros. And he was like, well, these cards aren't actually like Boomer cards, right?
No.
And I was like, yeah.
Is it
I
Ori?
know. No.
So Ori would make sense in this conversation, I think.
Actually, okay, it's been multiple Magic Boomers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Liz. Shout out
Liz
Liz.
a Boomer? Liz isn't a Boomer.
Liz has been playing since 2010. She's got 2 years on me. Whatever.
It was like Ice Age or something like that, like something or
Ice Age?
Maybe not Ice Age, maybe 8th edition, or Cold Snap.
Okay, so 2007.
I would say she's
Yeah.
a Boomer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's boomer enough for me. That's 5. That's got 5 years on me. So
Same.
I have my Cube Cobra description pulled up.
Go for it.
And well, the thing is that I'm reading my own writing, and I
It's
wrote this
terrible.
like months ago, and like it's so pretentious. I've written it, and
Are you gonna rewrite it?
it
now?
reads like I sniff my own farts or something. It's terrible.
Well, go by the. I looked it up too. Go by just each category. Give us just each
Billy
of the
Corgan of
5
Cube.
Each of the 5 sections. Give us like a rundown from each of your.
I didn't think that would break him that hard. I called you the Billy Corgan of Cube.
We were just talking about this last week.
Yeah. He thinks he's just like the God's greatest thing to earth ever.
Oh my god!
And he's almost as good as he thinks he is. Almost.
No argument.
Yeah,
I have no argument
so
there.
close.
It's yeah.
So
Continuing.
it's basically like a vintage cube, except number 1, there is no power. It's just an unpowered cube.
So it's a legacy cube.
Yeah. Well, there's some vintage cards in it, or banned and legacy cards in it, right? Like, is Recurring Nightmare legal in Legacy?
No.
Or Tolarian Academy?
Also not legal.
Not legal in Legacy. So technically,
A legacy style cube, sorry.
yeah. So kind of like a legacy cube. I don't particularly love playing with power, and I guess for people who have also listened to like Lucky Paper Radio and have heard their rant on Vintage Cube.
Why Vintage Cube sucks.
Yeah, I actually share a lot of the same opinions. I think that if you want to cast very powerful cards very quickly and like that type of like really swingy gameplay,
Play Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, you can play your vintage cube if you like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a particular type of experience. It's
I like vintage cube.
no one's dumping on you, Hippo.
I am. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not. No.
But in terms of what I like in a draft format, it's not really what I like. Also, I like long games. I'm sorry.
You do.
I love slogs. I like scrappy games. I like, you
like extracting value.
I love extracting value and taking the train all the way to Value Town. Number 2, no mini games. So this is like no initiative, no dungeons, no monarch, no day night. Like take all the stuff that they made for like multiplayer and things that require like accessories like max speed, like not that vibe. That's not the vibe here.
No ring bearer nonsense.
No.
Nothing, yeah, no, nothing like that.
You just need to look at the text on the cards and the tokens.
Yeah.
And then as far as tokens go, I do like it. I have said like no unique tokens. I guess it's like technically not true because there's like a worm coil engine, and yeah, worm coil engine makes unique tokens.
That's boomer as hell, though.
It is a very boomer card.
Oh.
Yeah. So we get a pass for worm coil engine. Also, some classic cards do get a pass for mechanical complexity. Fading is kind of a complex mechanic.
Yeah.
I'll fully admit.
I've had people play Parallax Wave and the mass like, does this go away immediately? I'm like, no, fading triggers on the upkeep, so it'll go to 1 to 0. It'll still be around. Once you try to take a counter and there's no counters off it, that's when it goes away on your upkeep. So you can bring it all the way down to 0. It doesn't go away. That is vanishing.
And the worst part is that there's no reminder text on that card.
No.
So you just have to know what fading does.
Yeah.
That's true.
Miracle. It wouldn't seem like it on the surface, but Miracle is kind of a complex mechanic because it makes you do the Miracle draw, where you take the top card of your library and you put it like aside from your hand and you peek at it, and then you put it to your
And we
hand.
are playing Cube too, so you can do a quick. Oh, my bad.
I want to take a second. There's a YouTube channel called Hungry on a Plane. Is that what it's called?
Love this channel.
They actually
that
just did an
channel.
episode. They actually just did an episode on the Miracle deck that won Pro Tour
Avison Restored.
Avison Restored.
Alexander
It's called
Hayne.
called the
was his
deck was
breakout.
nicknamed Hallelujah. The deck had no creatures, 0, and Alexander Hayne was talking about it. He's like, I literally had to relearn how to draw a card from my deck for this tournament.
Brian
it is-
Kibler talks about how much he hates the mechanic
Yes, he does not like the mechanic.
because he just
Yes,
He likes to
because he
take a
instantly
card.
likes to put cards in his hand and just move them around.
Yeah.
yeah. So like him and Bonfire, not friends, and more than one.
Ironic.
way. In
Yeah,
more than
yeah.
one way. But
what a boomer reference.
it is a boomer reference. lost in a very splendid fashion. But yeah, Miracle is just a weird mechanic. It just kind of makes you play the game very differently than you normally would.
The other mechanic I have on here as like it's forgiven is Soul Bond. Soul Bond is kind of weirdly, it's not that complex, but it's one of those things where, number one, you have to know that there's a Soul Bond trigger that gets put on the stack when you go to Soul Bond.
Yeah, me personally, that's the one I ask about every time. With the stupid wolf that gets +4/+4.
Wolf Fears
Silverheart.
I think that's probably the most complicated mechanic in the cube. I constantly have to ask questions about Soul Bond.
That and having to track the creature it is soul bonded to, which is a reason why if Wolf Fears Silverheart comes out, I'll never put more than one soul bond creature in the cube. Let's just keep it to one.
I thought Silverblade Paladin was in there.
Let's keep it to 2 soul bond creatures in the cube. It'll never be more than 2.
Did I not know?
One of my favorite ways of all time that I've seen soul bond represented on the battlefield, I think it was in, I want to say Worlds 2013. Craig Wesco played a red-white deck in the standard portion of the tournament, and Silverblade Paladin was legal at the time, and he would use a little happy face die in between the 2 creatures.
That's cute.
And I'm like, that's fun.
I thought it was gonna be.
And there was one time he was losing, so he just flipped the die to a sad face, and I'm like, that's great.
I like that.
That's
really
fantastic.
That's funny.
We continue.
Okay. Similar templating. I also put basic tokens here, but I already covered that. So all the cards that have a particular effect, the one I have here is the O-Ring effect. They all function similarly across different cards. So O-Ring, Journey, and Fiend Hunter all have the exile on enters the battlefield, but on 2 triggers. So you have so you have the enters the battlefield trigger, and you have the when leaves the battlefield trigger. Modern templating has it all as 1 trigger. So what is it like? If you remove the creature when it enters the battlefield for modern creatures, it never gets exiled at all. But for these older cards, if you were to say into the royal, target my O-Ring with the O-Ring trigger on the stack, you can put the O-Ring back in your hand and your opponent's thing gets permanently exiled, and you just have an O-Ring and the second trigger doesn't even matter.
Correct. That was an ability that I got to use a lot when I played Modern back in basically pre-COVID. My deck took it. I was playing Eldrazi and Taxes a lot, so my deck would take advantage of all of the separate text boxes like that, like Tide Owl Sculler, Fiend Hunter, things like that. It's a super, super sick way to play the game.
So that comes up quite a bit with Leonin, Relic Warder, and Fiend Hunter.
No, it's not in this cube, but Spell Queller too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Little Tom's gun shout out there.
But similar interaction with Mangara of Corndor.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's stuff to bounce your own stuff, like Crystal Shard, or like you said, Into the Royal. You can do that. Karakas is a really good one. And when that trigger still resolves after and eats their creature, and not Shira Mangara.
This is old Death and Taxes technology.
Yep.
Number 4, the mana is just okay.
The mana's pretty good.
It's still pretty good.
I think the mana is above average of most non-powered cubes. I feel like it is.
Yeah, I will say, there's a full set of signets in there. You have like Coalition, Relic, which in my opinion, I think Coalition is the best mana rock in the cube, hands down. I also think it's like a top 20 pick.
I think I think that is a card that Time has really gotten away from, and that's not a good thing.
That's why it's perfect here.
Exactly. That was a very, very high picked card. You can attest to this as well in older vintage cubes.
Oh yeah.
But your fetch shock in Surveil lands too.
Yeah, so
the
non-boomer aspect comes into play where there's surveillance in the cube. If there weren't surveillance, it would probably be temples, but I think temples suck and they feel terrible, and I don't like playing temples.
That's fair. But Surveil lands are just so clean.
They're so clean.
They're nice.
And, there's, some technology. There's, ways to, put lands back into your hand. You can do weird things where you, wasteland your own Surveil land and, put it back into play to dig one card deeper in these longer games. There's just, weird stuff you can do with Surveil lands. You can, do a pseudo entomb where you, Worldly Tutor and then, fetch or or fetch with like the trigger on the stack, Worldly Tutor, put a thing on top, surveil it into the bin. Like you can do cool stuff with surveillance that isn't present with Scrylands, and I like having the extra like, oh, you can do this cool thing.
The technology for technology.
The technology. Number 5, Mold Drifter is a good card.
You're damn right it is.
I wanted Mold Drifter to be a good card again. I remember a time in Vintage Cube where, I think this was right before they took it out, where, I forget, I think I was drafting Vintage Cube, like by myself, and I was like, I saw Mold Drifter in the pack, and I was like, you know what? This card sucks. This card stinks. I mean, in Vintage Cube, like, you know, in 2020, it's not a good card for those standards, but back in the day, I remember, like, you know, old limited formats, you know, 5 mana for a 2/2 flyer, and you get to Divination, or you get to evoke it and do all sorts of cool stuff.
I think it has been said the card was a 5-for-1 back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like a body, it flies, it has 2 power, and it gets you up 2 cards.
It just kind of does everything.
It kind of does everything.
I've described your cube to people as like just, it feels like Modern and Legacy 2017, that time right before MH1, because there's still like the newer cards are like Teferi, Hero Dominaria, there's a couple Kaladesh cards, and like that's like kind of like your last era of influence on this heavily influenced cards. Like some stuff snuck in here, like the Surveillance, because they're so clean. But
Yeah, they just improve gameplay. Like they're just like they're. I think I've described this cube to people as Vintage Cube from 2018 with life enhancements.
Exactly. And, like, without power.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. So exactly like that Modern Legacy feel circa 2017.
Yeah. And like that's the whole retirement home idea, right?
Yeah, it's cards that were once very good in Vintage Cube, or just like, you know, role players, and have been sent to the retirement home. They're not making the cut anymore.
They would not keep up.
Do you remember making Volitivus Cube?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We sat in a Discord call. I remember Hippo was there. There was like...
I was there.
You were there. I can't remember. I think
I was there for one of the times, maybe.
Yeah, and we were just like spitballing
Ooh,
cards.
this card. Ooh, this card. We were just saying our favorite cards from. That was fun.
I was like, oh, this like, I was like, I'm in my element. Let's go.
This is. I'm gonna push back on criticism already. Like you, or come back with criticism. I don't know. I don't think it's criticism. I think it's hilarious. But the card choice, not the physical card choice. Like obviously the cards are great. The frames you choose, the versions of the cards you choose, like the
Boomer
Kiki Jiki. It's Boomer Cube.
That might be the most heinous looking card in the cube. I seriously
It's
think
Boomer
so.
cards with Zoomer art.
You choose a lot of
Except
Zoomer
for
arts.
one.
Which one?
Cryptic Command.
Oh yeah, so
that is the correct version of Cryptic Command.
I picked cards, like versions
Super
of cards
accessible.
for visibility for the most part. Also some funky choices like my Kiki Jiki. It's the Secret Lair, brain, whatever.
Like a weird motherboard kind of
When everyone had the weird tattoo of lightning. The lightning greaves was literally a picture of a tattoo on somebody's leg.
Wasn't that Pithing Needle?
Could have been Pithing Needle too.
It may have been a couple.
Not the tattoo Secret Lair, but these are actual pictures of a tattoo on somebody.
Oh, I thought those were that was the tattoo Secret Lair.
No. There was like a tattoo.
Oh, there's it's something different.
There's a literal
Again,
photo.
I think I said this the other day. They could somebody could literally print out a proxied magic card, tell me it was a X Secret Lair, and I would just believe them.
And Googling Lightning Greave Secret Lair, there's like 6 of them. No, this is the one I'm talking about. I'm showing a picture of Hippo. It is a picture of somebody's arm with a tattoo of Lightning Greaves.
Why is that a magic card?
It's really
It's
funny.
art, Hippo. Don't you
Anyway.
recognize art?
Okay.
For the most part, I picked the additions of the card for visibility. Also, I really like borderless cards, or like not border, like extended border, but like full borderless cards. So there's a bunch of borderless cards. I have a few altars. I have this really sweet Baneslayer Angel I picked up from our good friend Steven at Game Night.
Was this last week?
No, this is a while ago.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was a new one.
I think this was at a CDH event.
Ew.
This is not CDH Cube or podcast.
But there's one textless card in the cube, and it's Cryptic Command, because when that card was first like spoiled and released, people threw a big stink because, you know, in that day, like those
That was the controversy at the time.
Right. The controversy was that, we have like a textless or naturalize or like oxidize or harmonize cards with very simple effects. Burst lightning. Everyone knows.
Doomblade.
Terror.
Mana Leak.
These very simple cards that are like ubiquitous to Magic.
Terminate. For
Mana
some
Tide.
And then there
cards.
was Cryptic Command.
Hey, can anyone recite the exact text on Cryptic Command with the order?
You're gonna make Hippo come in his fans.
I'm going to refrain from this one.
Without looking it up.
I can't. No.
Audience?
It's like Dora the Explorer, where
Let's
it's
see if
like
I can get
silent.
Thomas is channeling his boomer energy.
Tap
Jesus.
all your opponent's creatures.
Nope.
It's counter target spell. Tap all your creatures.
No.
It's counter, return,
Bounce.
tap,
Tap,
draw.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Also,
I knew draw was last.
what can you bounce?
You need permanent.
Okay, damn. You got it way too quick. I didn't get to do my full Jeopardy thing.
theme, sorry. Yeah, it's any permanent. Because
I.e. your Mystic Sanctuary.
yeah, that's exactly what brought to my head. I was like, I want to bounce my Mystic Sanctuary so I can return this to my hand.
Yup.
Yeah, that was a problem.
It was a problem because I played it.
Also, that card was also problematic with days
That is also true.
and fetch lands.
and Gush.
But anyway, thankfully that card's not featured in Boomer Cube. Wait,
in
is
most
this-
formats.
No, I didn't think Mystic Sanctuary was in Boomer Cube. Thank God.
No, there are like you said, there are a number of cards that are not technically like boomer cards, like Bomat Courier or like Thraben Inspector, but like it's the classic vibe, and there've been such good role players in Vintage Cube that like they kind of are transcending this time period. And like Thraben Inspector is like 2015, 2016 anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I do have a Goblin Engineer. Because number one, it's card's sick. Number two, it enables an archetype that historically when we've played it has not been too hot. And number three, because it's a callback to Goblin Welder, and
which is also in the cube.
Also in the cube.
So now you have more shots at it. I'll read Goblin Engineer real quick. It's 1 and a red for a 1/2 Goblin Artificer. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card and put it into your graveyard and then shuffle. So it enables a lot of stuff in that variety. For a red mana and tap, you can sacrifice an artifact, return target artifact card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's like it gates the options, whereas Welder can do this without any gates on the mana value. But Goblin Engineer will go and search for the artifact.
It does entomb a card.
It entombs an artifact into your graveyard. It can be anything, because then you can do other stuff. Like in my mono red cube, you can use this in conjunction with like Trash for Treasure and rebuy like Portal to Phyrexia or
You have a mono red
Bosch or
cube?
whatever. I do. Yeah, I know it's weird. We haven't played it in a while.
know, I miss it.
It's splintered into a million pieces right now.
Oh.
I sold most of it last summer.
No.
All the money cards.
Proxy.
And I need to put in a proxy order.
Proxy everything.
Yeah. Except the Ragavan's real again.
Yay. You want a fake one?
No.
I have a question or a leadway.
Yeah.
Unless you had more thoughts. So when designing the cube, did you go about in a way of, or when you maintain the cube? Because I'm designing the cube, we all just yelled cards at you.
Yeah.
But maintaining the cube and making changes, did you think about this is what blue black does, this is what white green does, or did you go, these are like packages of decks I want to see brought together, not necessarily more of each color has its identity kind of thing? Or
It
a little
is
bit of both, maybe.
absolutely the latter. I will say, I don't think this cube is for people who are new to cubing or drafting in general, because it is not like, 10 archetypes, in a trench coat. It's, the cards, the multicolor cards don't point you to any particular archetype. I would say more than anything, like they point you to packages. And you kind of have to be in the know about this card goes in this deck to, I think, be able to navigate it well. I mean, there is a baseline of, I think that if you are not super experienced with draft or cube or vintage cube in general, you could probably pick cards that are mono white, like and just the strong ones too, like Sun
Hippo.
Titan, Hero Blade Hold, Mother of Runes, the things that you recognize from like modern mono white vintage cube and do very well,
The deck's good.
frankly,
The deck is
because
very
mono
good
white
cube.
is a very good deck. I made sure
The white
and
cards
Hippo
are very
made
good.
sure.
I maintain. I think it is the best deck. Like the white aggressive deck is the best deck in this.
Like the
game.
Stoneforge Mystic piles.
I think any of the like white mid rangey like piles are the best things to be doing in this cube. I think so personally.
But then I also wanted things to be a jumping off point of like, okay, we have cards like Opposition, like
God, it's a sweet card.
Opposition, such a sweet card.
Such a sweet card.
Not as good in Vintage Cube
Miserable.
anymore. It is
In fact, it's not even in it.
not even in it.
Really?
Nope.
No.
Has not been for years.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad for a minute.
That's lame.
Well, because all the green cards are more aggressive, and they're not like a bunch of dorks and then gigantic idiots. They're more they're sitting in the middle space,
the
or
3 to
they-
4 range.
like the 3 to 4
Questing
ranges,
Beast,
like Questing Beast,
Yeah.
the Ulvenwald,
Tireless Tracker,
the
Ulvenwald,
3 mana,
Cat.
whatever that is.
That stupid
Yes.
Scathkite Club. Cat Club.
Yeah.
Cat
I hate
Club.
that card.
Or the 2 mana bristly bill that's a
Yeah,
cat.
Bill.
Whatever
Scythe
fake
Cat
cards that
Club.
randomly appear in Magic through Commander. or
Tireless
Jumpstart.
Tracker.
Oh,
I
that one's
loved.
cool.
I
That
love
one's
Tireless
cool.
Tracker.
That was cool.
We'll get to that because that's like my favorite archetype to draft here.
But yeah, like Opposition, you have to know what cards go into the Opposition deck.
Creatures. Remember I had That's not true because I had like an Opposition deck with 3 or 4 creatures. I remember it was a blue white kind of like control. No, it was 5 colors. And
Oh, I do
I
remember
was
this.
5 color blue white cryptic command. I don't remember we played against it and you were just like, I cannot believe I lost to like this
Yeah, 5
pile.
color Opposition, but you only have like a couple of creatures.
I
But the
had
thing,
Lingering Souls because
but
I
the-
was a lock deck.
yeah, that's what it was.
I just needed 4 creatures.
Was that the one you drafted in Atlanta at the beginning of the year?
No, this was at her place. No, that deck was
Oh, okay.
funny too.
That deck was.
But I think that does speak to the complexity of a card because in that scenario, it's almost a combo piece, right?
I already had like Armageddon stuff, so it's like I
Yeah.
only needed 2 creatures. Like if I had Opposition, 1 creature, and I Armageddon you, it's pretty Jover.
Oh yeah.
I'm
sure there's like a bunch of cards like Crystal Shard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you do with a Crystal Shard? You can put it into sneak decks theoretically, sneak it back to your hand, get like more ETBs if you really wanted to. You can sneak and combine it with Tide Hollow Sculler. Vasily Santilli got his first trophy doing that to me. I was playing Jund and he was playing Esper midrange, and I got Thoughtseize every turn starting on like turn 3.
And because Tidal Sculler is with the old templating, you
Yep.
just get to permanently take the card.
Very good.
It is very strong.
Some of my like most like fond memories are like playing this cube too of Magic or cube drafts. Yeah, I have really fond games with this cube.
I agree.
Like, fun
I have some
times.
very fun games.
I remember I had this big. It was a lock deck with like Ensnaring Bridge. I think I might have had Opposition. I just made a crap ton of mana, and the only thing I had with the mana was like, I think
Like
maybe
Upheaval?
a Worm Coil Engine, but then Upheaval. But I was like a control deck with giant mana, and my main thing was I'm just upheavaling people. Then question mark and Hippo. You just kept surveil. I did this to Hippo, but then I immediately just deployed like Thran Dynamo Signet. In the next turn, I immediately had Capsize buyback mana. So you just kept playing a land. I just kept capsizing it and like playing another land. I'm like, I can do this all day, baby.
Yep.
And that game was sick. Like absolutely sick.
Thomas, you've had some decks that were like I feel like I remember you playing like 4 or 5 color piles of just like these are
That
good cards
tracks
that
for
I
Thomas
like.
Gunn drafting cubes.
I have done that a number of times to sometimes success, sometimes not. My favorite deck that I've drafted into Boomer Cube was at when we were in Atlanta for the Spotlight Series at the beginning of this year. And it was like late Saturday. Like I didn't make day 2, so I was just cubing with you and Devin and Liz and Santilli and I can't remember
Ori.
who else. And Ori. Ori was drafting too. And we team drafted, and I drafted this insane teamer combo deck that ramped. It had
remember
exploration and tireless. I love exploration plus tireless tracker. Period.
exploration.
Which is when we did the roto draft of this Boomer Cube. I recommended to Devin that he go all in on exploration, and he did, and he won the roto draft. Just saying.
Turns out strip mine is very good.
Yeah, he also got strip mine.
I feel like
was
I
also
lost
important.
strip mine.
Yeah, strip mine.
Pretty hard. I was
Exploration strip mine. Very
that was
powerful.
a frustrating loss for me because he won. We went to game 3 and he won game 1 at 1, and I'm like, and I was mono red, and I'm like, 1 point of damage off.
But it was exploration to ramp into to like dump my hand, quickly ramp into Wheel of Fortune, refuel, have enough mana by turn. Sometimes I think I did it on potentially set it up on 3. I think I also had the Rain Dynamo, but on turn 4 I could either it was a sneak attack package, but also I could tooth and nail for Mere Battle Sphere and Craterhoof Behemoth, and just smack with Craterhoof and just have like the follow up to just smush the next turn.
Oh, I absolutely lost to this too.
No, you beat me. I too won.
Yeah,
you may have done it another time, but I did beat you with it once.
Yeah, you beat me in a game. That's what I meant to say.
I won game 1 of our match.
Yeah.
Just like, here's everything. You're dead on turn 4, and you were
that was
like,
awesome.
you were like, no one's done this in this cube before, and I was like, I know.
I enjoyed the green ramp package.
Yeah.
In the cube, I think
yeah.
those are very powerful, and like those notable cards are. I'm looking if I want to draft the green ramp archetype. I'm looking for like Rathellos.
I think Rathellos is the best card.
Natural
for that deck.
Order, Sylvan Library,
Exploration's
Crater
really
Hoof.
strong.
For the like green ramp deck, I think assuming that we're not doing like the lands thing with like strip mine and stuff, I really do think that Rathellos is like the best ramp spell you can have in your deck. Because it goes from 2 to 6 immediately.
That's true.
That's
but
really powerful.
I don't like locking into mono green with my ramp decks in this cube.
I think mono green is probably the most successful archetype amongst all the cube drafts that we've done.
You just said you think mono white is the
No.
best.
Successful in the number of people that have trophied with mono green.
I don't. I disagree.
don't think that's true. I don't think
in
mono
my
green has done
experience,
nearly as well as the white decks.
Every time I have played against like mono green in the cube or like Rathellos, I'm usually playing. I draft for the most part 2 decks in the cube. I love blue white with
like,
the Winged
do
Edition.
nothing.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Or I love like this is the most hyper efficient aggro deck I've ever drafted in my life, and somehow I keep drafting a better red deck every time.
Right.
And like either I'm gonna kill you on turn 3 or I'm gonna kill you on turn. How many cards are left in your deck? I'm playing 64 because I'm gonna mill you. Or not 6. I'm playing 44 cards because my goal is to mill you. I love that crap. But
can I pick my favorite deck that you've played that I had the misfortune of playing against?
those decks are really good against Rathello. Sorry.
Boros Wildfire. You had a Boros Wildfire
That
deck.
deck was very cool. So
Like actual wildfire.
it was
6
actual
mana.
I had both
Yeah.
both copies of the card. I had Wildfire and what's the other one?
Burning of
Jingye.
Jingye. Yeah.
So it's basically just like the big artifact mana deck with like Grim Monolith, Thran Dynamo, that kind of thing. So, but it also had like the Wildfire package, which of those who don't know what Wildfire is, it's 4 red. It deals 4 damage to each creature in play, and each player sacrifices 4 lands. It's disgusting.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty disgusting when you get to do it. And then I also had things like on the top end, like Karn Liberated. And Karn Liberated in older queues like this is an actual house. That card is powerful.
I remember dying to a Johnny Vengeance and being like locked down to my one land after the wildfire.
So one of the jokes about older vintage cube was drafting like the Boros control deck because it was just like on paper it looks horrid. It looks so bad. And then you're like the games play out and you're like, oh, all my things just kill everything. Like all my like random 1 mana interaction spells just kill like the things that matter to start the game. Then you get to the point of like 3 to 4 mana, you start putting your rocks in play. Then the following turn you wrath with like a wildfire, and then you follow that up with like some sticky threat on top of that, like in a Johnny Vengeance, or if I have enough mana, like a Karn Liberated.
Assemble the Legion.
Things of that nature. Those are sick decks.
I remember
Those are fun.
cracking a fetch land like towards the end of the game and then going through my library and realizing, oh, I don't have any basic or like fetchable lands left. And at all, because all of them have been blown up.
Hell yeah.
I will say Blue White Control has also been very successful. Not just the times you've drafted it because you enjoy it, but you've done well with it.
I've trophied with it. Joseph's
I just found Joseph's trophy list. I was scrolling through the trophy photos. Yeah.
One way I like to go about approaching this cube for like those listening and want to consider drafting it for CubeCon, I recommend it. It's very, very fun. She has a lot of very pretty cardboard in it.
Agreed.
There's the brainstorm you have is really, really dope.
Yeah.
But I kind of going about it. I love the mono red deck. A lot of the times I try to do something different, and I get like there's 4 cards left in the pack, and I'll see like Sulfuric Vortex or like Fire Blast or Wheel, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. If people are shoving it down my throat,
it's okay. Mono red doesn't have to be drafted every time.
If someone's not going to draft it, I'm going to draft it. I just will. I love it so much. When it's this strong, but I like to. When I open a pack, I'm like, which of these cards are like a really, really powerful build around that just wins game? And I saved a lot of these that I thought were really, really powerful build arounds. I'm just going to go through them really quick if that's okay. Unless, Hippo, you want to throw
Actually, one thing before you do that, because that is a really important in feature of your cube, is that there is no storm.
Oh, yeah, there's no storm.
That is a hugely important
Just for
there
you,
are some
Hippo.
of the support pieces.
There are pieces.
Some of the pieces are here.
But they're not. There is no storm deck.
Yeah, I like that.
Why is Yogg's Will in the cube?
It's a fair card.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's just a completely... You can just play that as like a late game card that just... Oops, I put 3 permanents from my graveyard back into play.
Black Regrowth.
Yeah,
there you go.
basically.
I guess.
Like multi-regrowth.
So I guess
Actually, Dustin Sendejos actually took an older version of the vintage cube and played Yawgmoth's Will in like a fair, super, super fair like black-white deck, and would just... like as Anna said, just like regrowth, put like 3 permanents into play. It's really good.
Some of my favorite build arounds is just like if I see it, pack one, pick one, and I pick it, I'm like, oh, I'm all in. Recurring Nightmare, like stuff like Deranged
Super good.
Hermit and what's the Goblin card I can't think of right now.
Siege King Commander.
Siege King Commander was a Hornet Queen are really, really good with Recurring Nightmare. I've trophied twice with that deck. Sulfuric Vortex I put in here. God, that card is
Cameron
so
favorite.
good. Stoneforge Mystic is so freaking powerful.
It's very good here.
If you ask me, that is, I think, the strongest card in the cube.
Fair.
Because there's, 2? There's Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Black, Green, Feast and Famine.
Yep.
And
And then-
a Jit and a Batterskull.
Yes.
And a Skull.
And a Skull.
Yeah. And the Greaves.
And that one less so, but like...
It comes up.
Sure. I think equipment is so much stronger in older variations of Magic like this that Stoneforge Mystic just carries an incredible amount of weight.
And I will say though, what is nice about this cube is I think Stoneforge Mystic is a very, very good. I just like mentioned this as like one of those cards that if I see in a pack, I really just want to dive into it.
That's me.
But at the same time, I think it's well balanced to the point where if your opponent's like one of these control decks, they'll laugh at a Stoneforge Mystic. It's like, okay, whatever. Like
Not
if
against the Batterskull necessarily.
Okay. But like I'm saying, like a Daze or a Force Will, and there's just ways to get around it. That's okay. But Stoneforge Mystic,
That's a good card to have as one of your best cards, though.
Yeah.
Stoneforge Mystic? Oh, absolutely. That's the sign of like a very healthy environment, I think.
Upheaval was also on this list of if I see it like pack one, pick one, I'm gonna consider very heavily picking.
I made a bad Upheaval deck one time.
They're so fun.
Devin made a bad of people deck one time.
It was fun, but I didn't win very many
It's
games,
so
but I did
good.
do the
like,
thing.
But that Upheaval Capsize Lock deck I had was one of my favorite decks ever drafted, and it was so bad. I 2-1 with it too. I'm like, this is the worst deck I've ever 2-1 with. Rathalos I put in here, just very strong card. Teferi, Hero Dominaria, that card advantage is pretty nuts, especially a lot of these removal spells don't target planeswalkers in the cube. So
Correct.
The burn spells will, of course, but so I like that one. Strip Mine is very powerful.
It is?
Yep.
Turns out.
Parallax Wave. I want to try to get Parallax tied in similar text with the O-rings. You can remove all the fading counters in response to their own triggers, so you don't let the effect resolve. And then if you disenchant your own Parallax Wave or capsize with buyback your own Parallax Wave,
Or tied.
or exactly, that when Parallax Wave leaves play trigger goes on a stack, it tries to return all your opponent's lands or creatures depending on which Parallax card, and they haven't exiled yet, so nothing returns. That triggers off the stack, and then it'll resolve the remove target creature from the game trigger, and they will just be permanently gone.
Yep.
That's very powerful. There's a lot of easy ways to kill it. I mentioned Strip Mine, I think, already at the Crucible World. Sylvan Library and Top are just very, very, very strong Magic cards and just synergize well with fetch lands. And the Miracle cards, really. The cube.
I think one of my favorite build-arounds in this cube is Balance.
Balance.
Yes,
Balance is just
another
a
one.
truly disgusting design of a Magic card that I am so grateful to draft every time I get to draft it.
And
it
then-
is one of my favorite things to draft. In any cube, it does not matter what the cube. I love drafting Balance.
I think the Armageddon decks are very powerful.
Yeah, any of
in this cube.
that style of like blowing up permanent, like that, like mass amounts of blowing up permanents is all very good.
Because if you can just put something on the battlefield where you're ahead, if you're ahead and you play an Armageddon, you're slamming the door shut. If you have a Jace the Mind Sculptor and it's uncontested, you're able to Armageddon.
I think the same thing goes for like the aggressive like white decks or whatever. Same thing applies there. You just apply, crap out like three or four creatures that are all just better than your opponents, and then you just like Armageddon, and then like good luck.
Yeah.
Are there any other cards you wanted to mention, Anna?
Sneak Attack.
I think Sneak Attack. Is
Oh.
I
also
really love Sneak Attack.
In this particular cube, Sneak Attack is not as high powered as in a normal like vintage cube style because there's not an Emrakul
That's
for
true.
what that's worth. I do think it is still very strong. No arguments there.
Yeah.
But that is something that is notably missing because it is essentially just ends the game. Like,
Yeah.
not all of the other creatures that attack actually quote in the game. The difference between 4 permanents being sacked and 6 permanents being sacked is a big difference.
I don't know. I think Sneak Attack's still really
No. I'm just saying,
powerful.
like you still have the 2 other like titans in the cube, and just not Emrakul specifically.
Then the sneak goes really well with the recurring nightmare stuff too.
It does.
It's fun. I like the Sneakinator. Sneakinator?
Sneakinator.
Sneakinator.
That stuff's really
like
cool.
red black decks like that.
Oh, the other thing I will mention about this cube that makes it not very beginner friendly is there's so much mana denial. It will make you throw up. There's a ton of mana denial.
There is, but this is why I thrive.
Those are half the cards I mentioned. We're just like, oh, Armageddon, opposition, strip mine.
One of the
Not for the
things
faint of heart.
that I think really separate Vintage and Legacy from formats like Modern and Standard is the ability to force your opponents to play a very
Cry. To just make them bawl on the floor.
to make a grown man cry. No, it's actually because if you force them to play some form of fair game. You can do this by mana denial. Your opponent's deck. They can't just play 5 color nonsense and be fine. They have to play around Strip Mine and Wasteland and all that kind of stuff. Even like a Fulminator Mage.
That's
Getting ported.
That was the other part of that artifact mana deck I had. I also had Crystal Shard, Venser, and Avalanche Riders that blow up a land.
yeah.
So
yeah.
another way of just like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, that's why I say the mana is again, being able to put together a mana base that is better than average is possible, but you just also have to be very aware that your lands are very likely to get blown up.
Strip Mine, Wasteland exist.
Oh yeah, blown up, tapped down, locked under Tangle Wire, Winter Orb, anything like that.
Winter Worm opposition's
Winter Orb
really
is
disgusting too. Yeah.
Very silly.
There's also the Splinter Twin combo in
Oh,
here.
yes.
Because hasn't been in Vintage Cube in a hot minute.
Really?
Yep.
No.
Took it out.
They'll bring it back for a season
they brought
every
it-
once in a while.
I think the last time literally the last time it was in the Vintage Cube was Christmas of 23. I think
that sounds about right.
was the last time they because it was one of the rotating archetypes and whatever. So yeah, it's just not nearly resilient enough for current levels of Magic, but it's great here.
And I do think, what you mentioned, Anna, just the vulnerability of mana, a lot of it too. I feel like there's a lot of lock decks, a lot of control lock decks that are just trying to get to this point where you have nothing and they have everything. I feel like that's a feature of older Magic too.
Yeah.
Of that time frame, and it's really captured in this cube really well. It sometimes really sucks, but it's really fun to do it to people. I'm not gonna lie.
If you fetch wrong, you're gonna get punished.
One fun.
Card that I like that I've trophied with a couple times, it just happened to be in the deck, was a card called Mold Shambler.
Oh,
Mold Shambler is a sick card. Is it 3 and a green and it has like a kicker of green.
1 and a green.
Or 1 and a green. And it just destroys like a non-land permanent.
Non-creature.
Or non-creature permanent.
Yeah,
Because it can
so-
also just, because it's just Bramble Crush
Mold
on a 3/3.
Shambler is 3 and a green for a 3/3 fungus beast with kicker 1 and a green. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, destroy target non-creature permanent. It can blow up lands.
Yeah, I've done that, definitely.
Yeah.
I've definitely blown up some lands with it.
Were there any other like archetypes or like packages you wanted to like highlight real quick that we didn't touch on?
Yeah, just going through like what I have on my Cube Cobra introduction. Under white, I list like, the Weenie deck. Hero Bladehold, really strong card.
Powerful card.
Mother Ruin.
Brimaz, very strong card. Blue, I mentioned, as Cam said, Upheaval. There is a Tinker deck. I think the Tinker deck is kind of hard to get together. The payoffs.
The payoffs are not.
They're fine.
You have like Inkwell, right?
Yeah,
Inkwell's pretty good.
it's one of those things.
Sundering Titan's interesting. Speaking of mana denial.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I feel like, but people have also like 2-1 with Tinker, like Scintilla's 2-1 with Tinker.
And we talk about this on the show before when we talk about Cube is I think the difference between a 2-1 and a 3-0 is
not
actually
much.
nothing.
It's
No,
not
not
much.
much. Not even not much. I think it's nothing. Like
Sometimes
I
it's
think-
just luck.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is that like the decks that separates a 2-1 and a 3-0. Like maybe sometimes someone will 3-0 like, oh my god, this is the best deck I've ever seen draft in this cube. But most of the time it's just like, man, the person who went 2-1 mulligan to 4 one game. Or mulligan the 5 2 of the games of the trophy match. And it's like, or they lost round 1 to a bad beat. And they 2-0'd the rest of it. And it just happens. And I feel like we don't pay attention to our 2-1s enough.
Because you would be guilty.
Yeah.
You have a lot of 2-1s.
I mean, that's what I still posted that Teamer combo deck.
That was sweet.
It was a 2-1, and I found out there was also a flash package.
Oh yeah, because there's like an Ashen Rider in the queue for more mana denial.
Oh yeah,
More mana denial.
I've done that.
We
That
need to
is
check
sick.
you into a clinic. You sick-
Black. Black has like traditional mono black stuff. My personal favorite, I love the card Ink Eyes.
Ink Eyes.
I thought you were going to say
yeah.
Gonti, but
There's also Gonti Karate.
we had this conversation.
I
the
think
other
we
day,
talked
and
about this though. I think we think Gonti in this cube is a little less impactful than it is in things like
Cameron's cube.
yes,
The peasant cube.
like peasant cube environments. Because all the cards
I'm
are
sorry,
just
I'm sorry.
generic. Like all the cards are like kind of more expensive on the whole than
Yeah.
in peasant cube.
I agree.
So it's like a
It's not a
little
peasant cube.
less good here. It's still good. It's still very powerful
not anymore.
because you can still like there's
not
bouncing
anymore.
it, recurring it, blah 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 blah. blah. There's all sorts of stuff to do with it. But like,
exciting.
it's just it feels overall less oppressive than it does in a lower power environment.
Yeah, plus it's like the unique effect of Gonti. It's like, oh, I have Gonti. I'm going to do Gonti things.
Crystal Shard. Crystal Shard.
ephemerate.
Well, not in this cube. Not in this
No,
cube.
not here, but
yeah.
sorry.
Black also has, Gary, Dross Messenger, like that drain stuff. Also good in like pod decks, Recurring Nightmare.
Could I offer up a new archetype name for the mono black deck?
Sure.
The Devon Pile of Crap special.
Wait, does he draft mono black? That
He loves to.
Austin loves this deck.
Austin
too.
has trophied with mono
But
black.
I swear to God, every time Devin is on my team, he drafts a mono or like a heavy black deck. It just bombs with it. Like he loves
Because
to
Austin
draft.
and Anna have drafted the good black card.
Exactly. He loves to draft a terrible black deck. And like we'll look at it like, man, this deck looks really good on paper, and it just like craps the bed.
Devin has also trophied multiple times with Mardu. He really likes
yeah.
Mardu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
just
there's white cards in it.
well, he one of his 3-0s was Mardu 4 and 5 drops, and it was like, I'm just gonna run 3 signets, a coalition relic,
That's fair.
and then just
That's really
every
fair.
like really high impact 4 and 5 drop that I can find.
really fair.
That's true. That was a feature of older cubes like that.
Red, Sly. There's also Big Red,
What's Sly?
like
For the non-boomers.
So I think we've actually talked about this before. Sly is just like it was off of someone's name, I believe.
Yes.
That's
back
correct.
in the day. But it originated with like the deck was like Brassman and like Ball
lot of-
Lightning
a lot of-
Jackal Pup.
Yeah, a lot of cheap goblins.
He was the first person to really look at curve in Magic.
Yeah, apply a systematic, like mathematical approach to exactly what you're saying, Cameron. Just like how many 1-drops does it make sense to maximize your mana curve on the first 3 turns?
to slide decks. They're just like the more aggressive, like really low to the ground aggressive. Like
Red deck
decks.
wins.
Red deck
basically.
wins.
I love playing Jackal Pup.
Jackal Pup kind of brings me joy.
God,
It's a sweet
Yeah.
card.
The
No
fact that
argument.
Jackal Pup is playable and like is actually like a, you know, you see it and it's like, oh, this is the card for the red deck, the
Yeah.
slide deck.
But on like the opposite end of the spectrum, you've got things like Glorybringer.
Oh yeah,
Glorybringer remains a banger.
he brings the glory.
I do not care
That's
what
an
year
aggro
it will
card.
be. You're gonna have a really, really hard time finding a 5-drop dragon with haste that beats a Glorybringer. Like in my book, like you're gonna have to try really
I
hard.
mean, Thundermaw Hellkite is bigger on size, but
Cool.
Glorybringer has a way better
it's
effect.
a way bigger impact on the game.
Yes.
All right, green, Raphaelos, Craterhoof, Behemoth, you know, yada yada
It's the
yada.
green deck.
The green deck. There is natural order. You can natural order for Hornet Queen.
Natural Order was also in that combo deck that I had.
Craterhoof.
Oh, this was combo.deck.
Yeah.
That I remember
Yeah,
saying.
I had Natural Order, Sneak Attack,
Yes.
Flash,
What-
Tooth and Nail.
What combo were you playing? Yes.
Yes.
Make mana combo.
Make mana and do a thing to win the game.
That's the opposite of my big mana lock deck. What lock were you playing? Yes. Or
Yes.
like my 5, not the big mana, but the 5-color nonsense I had going on that one time.
Under specific archetypes and not just colors, it's you know, Stoneforge Mystic, Parallax Wave, Parallax Tide. You know, there's some flicker stuff. You have Thragtusk Resto. That's just Thragtusk Resto continues to seal mid-range mirrors.
Yes, it does.
Pestermite, Kiki Jiki, you know, the twin package. You can do this in a
'Cause
few
you can
different.
resto Kiki too.
You can also resto Kiki too. It's in a few different color combinations. Of course, you have like traditional red-blue Kiki, like twin. You have Teamer, which is more pod slanted. You can do a Jeskai variant, which is basically Jeskai control with a pod or with twin, you know, slotted in as your win condition. If you don't have like miracle cards like Entreat or anything to like really close off the game. You can also do Grixis Twin, and there is a Sneaky Jiki variant where you play a sneak attack deck, but you sneak in to play Kiki Jiki, and you can sneak and do your Kiki Jiki combo at instant speed at end step. And
And then you keep all
It's
the
also
tokens
way
and
cheaper
attack
and
them,
way
yeah.
easier on the mana.
A way better backup plan.
Oh,
just to
yeah.
sneak in something stupid.
or
I
sorry,
like that.
Kiki Jiki stacks at end of turn, but you can still like sneak it in, so you get around counter magic and
Yeah.
No, the way the sneak attack works is you can put it in the end of turn. Like the
Oh,
insta,
yeah,
like the
sorry,
insta,
sorry,
because
sorry.
it
Yeah,
is
right.
until the
Yeah.
next insta.
Until the next.
You can't do a combo on their instance.
No.
yeah.
You could do the combo and tap them out, Pestermite, I guess, but
You technically could. Yeah.
I mean, if you got that far, you're probably good.
I have the package of Reanimate, Flash, Sneak Attack, Through the Breach. You know, the cheaty package.
That
There-
works so well with Reanimator.
It does.
God.
There's Depth Stage with Hex Mage and Crop Rotation. So Dark Depths is the ice counter card that you can remove all the ice counters to put a 2020 Merit Lage into play with Vampire Hex Mage. Or you can take a Thespian Stage, copy your Dark Depths. It has no counters on it, so you can immediately make a 2020 Merit Lage token with Flying and Indestructible on end step. So it has pseudo haste. Classic strategy and lands. Artifacts. So there's Tinker, there's Welder. There is Academy Ruins Mindslaver lock.
Mindslaver was also in that deck.
That is won multiple
the
times, I
main.
think.
Again, I think this was
That
in
was so sick.
Silly Scintillus's
Silly Scintilla?
Silly Scintillus's Mindslaver or Tinker deck.
Okay. I was like,
Again,
I
I
know
could be
you've
wrong.
done this.
Oh, no, I was
Like-
tinkering for.
No, I know
Snaring
you've
Bridge.
slavered people before.
No.
You've never slaver locked people?
Mindslaver?
I
Well, I-
swore you slaver locked.
I have slavered lock people. It was pretty
I don't
cool.
think maybe I have done it. I do like to lock people in various ways, so could have been.
It may have been. I feel like somebody's done this.
No, I've winter orbed you before.
That was a different cube.
Oh,
That was
I've
vintage
probably
game.
done it.
That was my birthday a few
That was
years ago.
actual vintage cube. That was a.
You were
That
tilted.
story's been told.
God,
A couple last ones here. Recurring Nightmare, Deranged Hermit, Genesis, Survival of the Fittest. Just that kind
Yeah.
of like green, black graveyard
just
package.
rock
I'm-
goodness.
I mentioned I trophied twice with Recurring Nightmare. And
Yeah.
at both of those times, I had Survival of the Fittest too.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a third time I drafted a Recurring Nightmare deck. Then after the draft, I just realized I'm like, I have like no way to put anything in my graveyard. And it was kind of just like a fair Recurring Nightmare. And I got good ETBs and stuff, but I'm like, damn, this deck sucks without an efficient way to put something in my graveyard. I just didn't have it. It was terrible. Ripperoni.
And then the last one I have here is the control deck. So this is where you'll find Teferi, Assemble the Legion, Aetherling as a finisher, Entreat the Angels. You're basically going to be in blue-white.
Actually, one of the coolest cards in this archetype that like is a secret, like it's not secret. We all know that it's very good. But like if you just look at this cube and go, that's a win condition, is the 2-mana enchantment that makes angels when you don't take, like if you don't take damage, you put like enough counters on it.
Luminarch Ascension.
That card is disgusting in here. It is won multiple times.
Yeah, so Luminarch Ascension is a 2-mana, 1 and a white enchantment. If you, I have to pull it up.
If you don't take damage on your opponent's turn, you put a counter on it. If you have 4 counters on it, you can activate it for 1 and a white to make a 4/4 angel.
With flying,
sure.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really powerful.
I think it's a really, really good mirror breaker.
Agreed. Like Isaac, I know I've trophied with it. I know Joseph has trophied with it. I'm sure you've trophied with it.
I don't like it on my control decks personally.
Okay,
I don't like ways of winning games. It's a way to win the game.
Oh, heaven forbid you do that.
Like I just don't prioritize it when I'm like drafting. I guess.
Cool. I can get it as a 15th pick card, and it's great.
Yeah.
It works really well with a mana denial package. Yeah. So if you're feeling like really low on like counter spells and you just have like removal and you get an Armageddon at some point and some artifact mana, this can just be your win condition because all you have to do is like sweep up the board, play an Armageddon, and if this is in play, you're just gonna spit out 4/4s for the rest of the game, and most decks can't really beat that.
Yep. This is also a cube where the card Baneslayer Angel is very good.
Yeah.
Which brings me
And Mold Drifter.
Great joy.
Oh yeah, and Mold Drifter.
Yeah.
5-mana flying idiots. Let's go.
I want to, while we're still talking about like particular cards, one of my sleeper picks is Goblin Dark Dwellers.
That card's sweet.
Which is it's a 3 red for a 4/4 goblin. It has menace, and when it enters, you get a free flashback on an instant or sorcery that costs 3 or less out of your graveyard. It gets exiled after. But this is really good in combination with something like Seething Song, so you can just play your Goblin Dark Dwellers basically for free, because then Seething Song gives you 5 red mana back and you can do more stuff. Or Wheel of Fortune, have this be at the top of your curve, you've used most of your resources in your hand, and just refill your hand and keep going. Really, really powerful sleeper.
I had a really cool turn where I went Harrow next turn, Goblin Dark Dwellers, play Harrow.
Nice.
And that was really, really cool.
Like super up on mana.
Next turn's like Woodfall Primus. It was something stupid like that.
Hell yeah.
Or you can be a sicko like me and go Hymn to Torok, and then later on turn 5 go Goblin Dark Dwellers, Hymn to Torok.
Yeah, see a very versatile card. We just like talked about 3 different decks you could do it with. Like it's a very, very, very powerful. Is it instant source? I thought it was just instant.
No, it's instant sorcery.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can sinkhole people.
It's a really cool card.
I think
Sinkhole is here, Havermill. Sinkhole's here. It's legal here.
Is here, and so is Interact.
But remember that one time you dazed me even Snapcaster dazed by returning an island in your hand?
Cameron, I can't even tell you how enhanced I was.
What does enhanced mean? Like you were just in the zone, like playing well?
We can go with that.
Hippo is in the cosmos.
He was at Numa.
I was not Numa.
Spirits.
I was not Spirit.
He was seeing so powerful lines that were illegal.
That is accurate.
I love at a Cube weekend that our friend Nate, who like knew her, town. Out of that, he's like, at the end of Cube week, he's like, "Is all you do is draft the red aggressive decks?" And I'm like, "I swear to God, I do other things."
It's not
trying to get that trophy.
It's not apparent.
There's 2 of them right there.
Anna, what are your hopes going into CubeCon? So you are the first of any of our crew to get a cube accepted into the main event, which first is a huge, awesome thing. Congratulations.
Although, thank you so much to people who voted not knowing who I was, or like, I guess we put it out, or you guys had put it out there, but
it's dope. It feels like a popularity contest, and it's really cool that your cube got in there.
Yeah, so whoever voted for me, and even if you didn't, thank you. I appreciate you. You're a lovely person.
Yeah. What are your hopes for the weekend? Is there anything like are you hoping that to see certain cards that haven't gotten much love get drafted? Are you looking for specific feedback? Like what are you feeling going into the weekend?
So when we draft this cube, we draft with a very similar group of people every time, and I feel like I can kind of pinpoint what people are going to do because I mean it's natural. I mean, but I see the finger coming up because
You
you
like to
do
do that.
you do like to try different things.
Welcome to Thomas and I's world of Hippo.
I like to try different things too. Other people like trying different things, but then you see the Fire Blast, or you see the Snapcaster Mage,
I've never done this in my life.
or you see the Tireless Tracker, or a Stoneforge Mystic, perhaps. Athalia, Long Lost Love.
It's not long lost.
It is definitely not long.
Kindle. It
One,
still kindles.
it's usually the sulfuric vortex that drives me in.
Yeah.
Well, if you just can't cast on turn 3 with my Thalia in play.
That's fair.
Or get strip mined off your
Or-
third mountain and you didn't keep, you kept the 3-lander.
Or it gets
Idiot.
or it gets snap days like it did one game.
You mentioned Fire Blast, and I was going to make a Snapcaster Fire Blast joke. I decided not to.
Can't do that.
I feel like
Nope.
If you have 8 mana, you can.
very often I feel like we draft the same decks over and over again, which is okay. If you like playing that deck, that's fine. And I feel like this cube rewards people who know how to draft their deck and play it very, very well. Because, you open your 45 cards and, the sky's the limit. But at the same time, I'm really interested in seeing what other people are willing to do.
New perspectives, really.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
dope.
the biggest.
Fresh eyes.
Yeah. And, it could be that every pod blue-white trophies, and I go, you know what? I should probably take this T5 fairy out. And if that,
No.
if that's the case, then
Cataclysm.
That was actually so the very first time we ever drafted this cube. That was my pack one pick one was Cataclysm,
damn.
and I trophied.
Surprised you remember that. I can't remember my very first pack one pick one.
I do remember that because it was a card. I'm like, if there was a person at this table that this was meant for, it is definitely for me. Because boy, do I love the Cataclysm. There is almost not another Magic card that has that kind of effect on a game where you get to just tailor how good this card can be. Like Balance kind of does a similar thing. Obviously, Balance is a way more busted card. Not arguing there, but like this card does some busted stuff.
There's a few of those.
Now, there's some cards in the cube like Living Death. So Living Death is 3 black for a sorcery, and each player basically switches the creatures in play with the ones in their bin. There's a card called Buried Alive, 2 and a black for a sorcery. You tutor 3 creatures, put them into your graveyard. I don't think anyone has trophied with like the Living Death package. It's also good with survival because you can chain survival creatures and dump them into the bin and do all sorts of like weird stuff with Living Death. No one's trophied with Living Death, but also it gets last pick, and it's like I don't know if this card is actually bad, or if just no one knows how to play or build the Living Death deck.
No, me living deathing against Scintillas with one creature and play nobody any creatures in the graveyard.
Didn't Joseph
Maybe in
trophy
an early
with
trophy,
a Living Death?
It might have been
pile?
one of my
But
recurring nightmare decks too.
but he
Something in that space. Yeah, I'm
He's
like,
also
one of you do those things.
he's also trophied with recurring Nightmare decks, and they kind of they have overlap.
yeah.
too.
similar
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
I would
could use it to kill a creature.
you certainly can.
would love to see Tinker at like a trophy table, or another big one is Welder. I have gone 2-1 with a Grixis Welder deck. That was probably one of the sickest decks I've ever made. I love Grixis. It's my favorite color combination. I love Welder. It's one of my favorite cards. It has a really unique effect. You just being able to swap any artifact and play with artifact in that controller's graveyard. Really sick. But it's come short of trophying, and if someone is really good at piloting Grixis Welder, please play my cube so you can trophy with it.
So just really you'd like to see it be the fresh perspectives and just to see how other people evaluate the cards. It's to be very different than our usual crew, and then maybe see some things that haven't come into fruition like you thought they would with us. I get that. That's really cool.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover with us today?
I want to do a quick pack one, pick one.
Yeah. Do you have one pulled up? I pulled up one as well.
Oh, okay. You already got it.
I also want to mention, like, I've told this story probably 3 or 4 times on the Cube, but Anna, that one game when we were playing, I was playing Mono Red. It was the Roto Draft, and my deck had freaking Jackal Pup, Goblin Guide, Monster, Swift Spear, Sulfuric Vortex, Eidolon, Flame Rift, Fire Blast, freaking Fiery Confluence, Price of Progress. I didn't mention that card's also just the nuts in this Cube. Like, oh my god, I've just murdered people outright with that, and then 2 turns later, Fiery Confluence. I'm like, those are the only 2 spells I need to cast to win this game. But we had like one game where I went like turn 1 Goblin Guide, turn 2 Eidolon, then Flame Rift on turn 3 to deal me 6, you 4.
Oh yeah.
And then you had Vampire Nighthawk, and I'm just thinking for a second. I'm like, yeah, sack my 2 lands, Fire Blast that, and then get in for damage. And I'm just like, that was just like the sickest game ever. And we both just like looked at each other. We're like, it reminded both of us of the damn Red Deck Wins video by
Ristic Studies.
Yeah. Like, that was just like, that song was actually playing in my head. It was funny. That was probably one of my favorite moments playing Magic. I'm just like, oh, this is
when the correct, and it won in the game too. When the correct play was to sack your only 2 mountains. You didn't even have any in hand either, right?
No.
It was just, raw, just top deck the mountain.
Yeah. It was fun. I love that crap.
Pack one, pick one.
All right, pack one, pick one. I've got a pack one, pick one pulled up here from the current edition of the Vintage Cube Retirement Home, aka the Boomer Cube. Do you want me to read out the full card, what it does, or just the name of the card?
Just name the card.
All right, so we're just gonna do the name of the card. If you don't know what it does, I'm sorry.
We did a lot of that.
Oh, do a name and vibe.
Yeah, all right, cool. I can do the name and vibe. All right, here we go. Pack one, pick one. You open your first pack of the Boomer Cube draft, and you see before you the following cards: Undercity Sewers, which is the blue-black surveil land; Murderous Redcap, the 4-mana 2/2 goblin that deals 2 damage and has persist; Mana Tithe, the single white counterspell for unless they pay 1; Fauna Shaman, the 2-mana 2/2 that is basically survival of the fittest; Ancient Tomb, land that taps for 2 colorless and deals you 2 damage; Chord of Calling, a triple green and X convoke spell to search for a green creature put into play.
Any creature, right?
Any.
It is any creature.
It is any creature. Never mind. Excuse me. That's Green Sun Zenith.
Correct.
Nantuko Shade, black for a 2/1 that can pump itself to get bigger. Ponder. I think everyone listening knows what Ponder does. Full art text list Cryptic Command, which we talked about earlier. Capsize, which Cameron mentioned earlier, the 3-mana blue spell that bounces and buys back. Colligan's Command, the Rakdos instant that has 4 different modes and you choose 2. Deathrite Shaman, the Golgari hybrid single mana 1/2 mana dork that also does a bunch of other things. Sublime Archangel, the 4-mana 4/3 flyer, gives everything exalted. Phantasmal Image, 2-mana blue illusion that enters as a copy of a creature. And Goblin Trenches, which is a 3-mana Boros enchantment where you sack lands to make creatures.
I'm slamming Ancient Tomb and not looking back.
Ancient Tomb.
I'm pretty close between Ancient Tomb and Ponder.
I think that was both my cards.
I think I'm also not that low on Deathrite Shaman. I really like the green decks in this cube, and I mean all of the green 1-mana creatures, even Deathrite Shaman and Elves of Deep Shadow, which is technically in the Golgari section on Q-Cobra, but it does just cost a single green. They're all mana dorks. So green definitely has the support for being able to do whatever you want to do. And I particularly really enjoy mana dorks in high-powered cube environments because I want to be doing my bigger stuff quicker than my opponent is doing their bigger stuff. I always want to be ahead in that way, unless I'm trying to be a little bit more of a controlling deck.
Isn't that what Ancient Tomb does?
Ancient Tomb also does that. I think Ancient Tomb is right up there. I think it's Ancient Tomb and Ponder at the top for me, and then Deathrite Shaman is right beneath that, and maybe Phantasmal Image.
I think mine is Ancient Tomb first, Ponder second. The third one is
Surveillance. Blue-black Surveillance pretty good.
Yeah, I'm third.
It's a safe pick. It's totally fine.
Those were my 2 picks I'd consider would be Capsize and blue-black Surveil Land.
Oh yeah.
No love for Ancient Tomb. Interesting.
I just not my style of deck usually.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What I do like about Ancient Tomb in this pack is that I don't think any of the other cards in it go into an Ancient Tomb deck, except maybe the Sublime Archangel.
Yeah, the white deck you can get away with a lot of good Ancient Tomb turns. That tends to be how I actually, one match that I played for a trophy was against Cameron, where I was able to turn 4 a Baneslayer Angel instead of turn 5ing a Baneslayer Angel, and that was literally the game.
Yeah.
Because I end of turn, you had a Sulfuric Vortex, on card Sulfuric Vortex, which is in theory just hoses me. I had an end of turn be able to cast Cathar Commando and crack it because I had the Ancient Tomb.
Those are really close games.
Those were
too.
really close.
Yeah.
And then I
Those are
untap,
fun.
slam Baneslayer, and then then slam a sword onto it, and then just run it right into victory.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a second one because that
Yeah.
one was really
That's
easy?
Yeah, I got another one pulled
I
up
like
right
that
here.
one. I like
I think that was I think it's close. I got one more here, and then we'll wrap it up shortly. All right, another pack one, pick one. You sit down at your second first draft ever of the Boomer Cube, and you see before you the following cards: Ulamog, the Infinite Gyre, which is the original 11 mana indestructible Annihilator Ulamog. Inkwell Leviathan, the 9 mana blue 7/11 with Island Walk, Trample, and Shroud. Voice of Resurgence, the Selesnya 2-drop 2/2 elemental that makes tokens against blue decks, basically. Lava Dart. Pauper players are very, very familiar with Lava Dart. There's actually a number of Pauper cards in this pack. Mana War, the 3 mana 2/2 that enters and you bounce another creature. Rampaging Baloths, which is a favorite of mine from when I used to play Commander in my Borborygmos and Rage deck. This is 6 mana 4/4, trample, landfall, make a 4/4. Very powerful if with the right setup. Sylvan Library, the 2 mana green enchantment that lets you draw extra cards on your draw step if you take some damage. Bitter Blossom, the 2 mana black enchantment that on your upkeep you take a damage and make a fairy. Mystical Tutor, the single blue mana instant to search for an instant sorcery, put it on top of your library. Zealous Conscripts, 5 mana 3/3 haste that gets to temporarily steal one of your opponent's creatures, or
Isn't it permanent?
it's any permanent. So
Any permanent.
Yeah, any
I'd like
permanent.
to
So you
take
can
their
also
I'd like to take their Planeswalker and ultimate it.
yeah.
That is the dream.
That is a dream.
Faithless Looting, another Pauper classic, is in this pack. Single red mana for draw 2, discard 2 with flashback. Bonfire of the Damned, XX red for a Miracle card. We talked about Miracle. It deals essentially a board wipe. Really good with Miracle.
Fireballs them.
Yes,
too.
it fireballs them as well. Tinker, 2 and a blue. Sack an artifact, put an artifact from your deck into play. Skin Render, the 4 mana 3/3. It enters, gives 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature. And Cataclysm, 4 mana white sorcery. You blow up almost everything on the board. Basically, choose one thing of almost every type, or one thing of 4 different types, and everything else gets sacrificed.
So the cool thing about this card is that this is way before Planeswalkers were even a thought.
Yeah.
And this actually just kills all Planeswalkers on the table.
Yeah,
Except for, in this cube, is Gideon Ally in here?
Yeah. It's kind of on the rotation table.
Is it on the
It's
rotation?
not
Okay, so it
current-
has been before.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
You
it had
do
been.
that quite a bit too. There's a lot of cards.
There's
that
some
come in
maybe
and out.
maybe more. So I'm pack one pick winning a Cataclysm. You can
Yes,
pry that
we
out.
know you are.
You can pry that one from my cold dead hands.
Well, that's your capsized bias, like me. Like,
Yeah.
is Ancient Tomb
Yeah.
better? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I agree. This is just
This
a card
one's-
that I really enjoy building.
Still,
around.
yeah.
This one's a lot closer for
This
me.
is a lot thinner on margins. Yeah.
I think for me, I'm between Mystical Tutor and Sylvan Library.
Yeah, before you got to Cataclysm, I was on Tutor Sylvan Library.
I'm locking in Sylvan Library here pretty hard. That card is so good.
card is
Seeing the cards is so good. Like,
Card is a
Yeah.
house.
you don't have to pay the life. It's really good at miracles. It's really good at fetch lands. It doesn't have to go to ramp deck. It could just go in like
Oh no, it's a perfect
Just
design
control-
mid-range card.
control deck too. Honestly,
Yeah.
just splash green for it with Mystic Snake and whatever.
This is definitely bias showing because Tinker is historically a very powerful card in Vintage Cube. Here, it's not nearly as powerful. However, there is an Inkwell Leviathan in here, and I feel like you don't really take Inkwell
Could
Leviathan.
probably wheel it.
You can probably
Ooh,
wheel
that's
it.
a good point.
And
probably.
I
God, you better
really
wheel that.
want to play Tinker because I think that card is sweet.
That's a
and I
really good
love-
point, actually. That might be the
artifacts.
correct pick. Take Tinker and wheel the Leviathan.
That's one of those things where if you
Yeah.
don't wheel it at the end of a draft, you're like,
Who
what the hell is wrong with you?
Like, who the hell
Who took this from me?
Well, to be fair, it is
Who's going to
actually-
try and exhume this Inkwell
I was
Leviathan?
going to say, to be fair, it is actually a stellar reanimator target.
It is.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's good in
It's
both.
almost impossible to kill.
Yeah.
So
Now, granted, this
I
pack
said almost impossible to kill.
also does have another reanimator card in Faithless Looting, which I think Faithless Rooting is a very premium. It's like one of the premium ways to discard cards, and your Reanimator deck usually in this cube wants to be black-red. So if I had like a pack one pick on Reanimate, and I was picking between Inkwell and Faithless Looting, I actually might like highly consider the Faithless Looting because there are like several fatties. A bunch of them are like kind of replaceable. So I would take the Tinker and hope to wheel the Inkwell. I think
tough to take the Tinker and also have the Mystical Tutor be in the same pack too. That's a little awkward, but I like your point that Tinker and Leviathan are in the same pack. So I think if I stop to be like, oh wait, they're both here, I can take one and wheel the other. That's a really good point.
Sylvan Library.
Yeah,
no fault to
powerful.
you.
I think I still like Mystical Tutor, but I think you may have swayed me.
I think objectively the strongest card here across like what makes the Boomer Cube, I think Sylvan Library is probably the strongest card.
I would agree
on
with
its
that.
rate, on its like by itself, is probably the best card. It's not probably not what I'm taking, but like I think
Cataclysm has a higher ceiling,
potentially, yes,
a potentially higher ceiling.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is
much lower floor though.
Yes, it does. But it is a card that you can build around. That's why I think there are so many different cards in this cube that you can do that with. So I think that is a card.
Sylvan Library are you talking about Sylvan Library being built around or Cataclysm?
I was talking about Cataclysm.
Oh, okay, say both a little bit.
I was like,
Oracle
Sylvan Library is just
Mobile
more of just.
and-
I think Sylvan Library just being generically more of a good card can fit into so many
definitely.
more things.
It also makes me just
Sylvan
when I have,
Library
like-
is very
well, when I Sylvan don't take any damage and I have like a Courser in play or like a Oracle and I just play it off the top and I'm just like
That's very good.
No.
No arguments
yeah.
there. Sylvan, very good.
Thank you for hanging out with us, Anna.
yes,
allowing
yes.
us to continue to nerd out about your awesome cube.
yes,
This is
cube we all like a
my
lot.
favorite cube to draft in our group. So
Hell yeah.
Thank you,
We love
I
it.
also have the most trophies with it, so that might have something to do with it.
King Hippo.
I love how you say that and they're not tracked. You're just like, I know I have those trophies.
I know in my head.
Okay.
In our hearts.
In our hearts.
We are all trophy winners here.
I keep track of this in my head.
Okay. Who has the second most then?
You do?
No way. It's me. I feel like I do one a lot.
I think it might be Devin.
Yeah,
Is it
could
Devin?
be, I don't know.
It might
Maybe
be.
actually, no.
I don't know if I
Actually,
even have
I lied.
a trophy.
Actually,
I think
I
you
think
do.
no. I think I have one. I don't remember the deck though.
Blue white.
Oh, that was my blue-white control deck.
Joseph
Yeah,
is
yeah.
got number 2. He's right behind me. He's got one fewer than I do.
He has a bunch of trophies.
And they're almost all of them are like green, either like the green black recurring nightmare decks or the like
Some
blue white
Mardu.
No,
Or
like the
blue-white
blue white
control.
like do nothing piles.
Yeah.
I think he's had
yeah.
like an Abzan, like a true Abzan trophy too.
Yeah, with like a recurring
Yeah.
nightmare deck or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Really, really cool.
Lots of fun stuff. Draft this cube at CubeCon, please.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
very fun. Is there any place you want people to find you first?
Oh yeah. I'm Squidly Inks on Discord, and I have no socials because I hate Mark Zuckerberg
Yeah.
and Elon Musk. They will never have my money
Or your attention.
or my intention.
Therefore, your life force.
Retweet. Get
Yeah,
it?
you're in our you're fairly active in our Common Ground Discord.
Oh, yeah.
You like to pop in and say some wise words.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to pick Anna's brain about this cube, you can do so on our Discord. You can add her and be like, why is Yawgmoth Will in your cube? You could be like, why is this card not in the cube? Then she'll be like, because this is why. Or you could be like,
Why is Entomb not in the cube?
yeah. Why'd you choose this version of Kiki Jiki? If you want to be like the rest of our play group. But if you want to ask her questions about the cube, seriously, go for it in there. She's pretty active there. Talk about Pauper, talk about cube quite a bit. If you got any other
Like all
comments,
the
questions,
cool, like
concerns,
all the cool kids I know.
yeah, join Discord. There's a lot of cool people in there. There's a little cube tab in there. We talk about Pauper occasionally too. You can see pictures of our cats. Also, if you're not a Discord person for whatever reason, you can email us at commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com.
We answered a question at the top of the episode. Even
Yeah.
it was an email.
Yeah. Leave us some stars too. We're almost at 100 reviews.
5 stars, little man.
No, I want 100. We're almost at 100.
We got 5.
Oh, yeah,
five
yeah,
stars.
Leave 5 stars. If you're gonna leave less than 5
Little
stars,
man,
don't leave a
put them
review.
stars in my hand.
But almost at 100, and 100 for 100 would be. That's what I want for my birthday. So you better not disappoint me.
I think that's
That's it.
I think that's it.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, fam.
Goodbye, everyone.
Catch you next week. And enjoy CubeCon.
Bye, guys.
Boy. Run, run, run,
That's better.
run.
Is that better? Am I audible now?
That's. I mean, you were audible, but this is much better.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cool. Oh, that's captured for all eternity. I every once in a while you make a weird noise and I show it to Hannah. And I'm like, this isn't going in, but I need you to hear. You can hear
Somebody else needs to hear this.
You can hear this is 2 seconds of just Cameron making a big swallow. It's just like and it's just
I feel like I do just like I'll squeal or squeak or something in the mic. That neigh that one time. I don't know what it was, but I did something.
No, those are very good. But it's the weird mouth sounds that we make sometimes.